I'm Jeff with Foodbeast. I'm in Chicago on a journey to find renowned chefs across the U.S. and discover their new take on the classic White Castle original slider. I'm here to meet with Chicago born and bred executive chef Tanya Baker. The under 30 James Beard Rising Star leads the line at Boarding House in River North. We're meeting up with her to see how she can channel her Cajun roots on the White Castle burger, because this is for the love of the slider. Before Tanya builds her slider, we met at a local White Castle to grub and talk more about the inspiration for her dish. When you're thinking about like the slider as like a food format, why do you think the slider is so like ubiquitous across like American culture?
For me, when it comes to any kind of food, it's all about a balance of flavor and texture and cohesion, yes. And I think especially the White Castle slider, it's like one unit,
right?
You know.
What do you have in store for us with your take on the White Castle slider?
So White Castle, to me, I always associate with my dad, because that was just kind of a thing that we would do, just pick them up every once in a while. You know, my mom cooked every day, so for us it was kind of like, we're cheating, you know, like, let's go get some White Castle. So him being from Louisiana, I kind of went that route with the Cajun flavors, so I want to take his culture and kind of bring that into our experience, I guess you could say.
Cool, I'm like really excited. Let's head to the market.
All right.
On the way to the market, we stopped by a career-defining neighborhood for Tanya, Chicago's Lincoln Square.
So we are in Lincoln Square, just north of the city. There's a lot of other things going on here for me that makes it kind of personal and why I love this neighborhood. Kind of where I started my whole culinary career, I guess you could say. I started working at a restaurant down the street and was there for about 4 years. I got promoted as an executive chef at like 19 and kind of moved my way up and really learned a lot of things that hadn't happened for me yet. This is the city where I grew up, and the fact that I'm able to like put a little piece of that, like give it back to the community is really awesome for me.
As the weather started to turn, Tanya quickly headed to the market to pick up a main ingredient for a recipe. Once the shrimp was in hand, we headed to a restaurant, the Boarding House. Tell me more about the space and the restaurant.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful space. These glasses here, the staff actually did all of that by hand prior to opening, so it's kind of cool. We had a little part in like the installation of it. There's some things that I get inspiration from, you know, foods that I enjoyed eating as a kid. We just try to keep it fresh.
So being a young executive chef, what's your approach to the balance of motivation and discipline like within your own kitchen?
You know, there's not a lot of screaming or anything crazy. I'm not throwing pans down there. I just work hard and they kind of follow suit. Today we're going to be doing a Cajun slider with the White Castle slider, and right now I'm going to show you how to make the shrimp étouffée with the beautiful shrimp we got from the market. First step, we have a roux here, so we're just going to melt that down. We're going to add bell pepper, celery, and onions. We have some dried oregano and cayenne pepper. And then this is a shrimp stock we made from the shells of the shrimp that we used. And then we're gonna add the shrimp and then just let it simmer until the shrimp's just cooked through. So now we are making the filling for the Boudin cake. This is a pork shoulder that's been roasted, and then we added chicken livers to that. And then you're just gonna pulse this. You're gonna add your rice, and then just finish with scallions. And that is the Boudin filling for the slider. We're just gonna do a really simple 3-step breading. So the first step is gonna be flour, and then into your egg mixture, and just kind of shake the excess off, and then that's gonna go into the panko. And just make sure those are fully coated with the panko breadcrumbs. I'm gonna reshape them and then throw them in the fryer at 375 for about 2.5 minutes, just until they're golden brown. So we're gonna make our spicy remoulade. Just gonna start with some mayonnaise, a little bit of whole grain mustard, chopped cornichons, which if you can't find these, you can just use regular pickles, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. And that's gonna be the topping on our slider. Okay, so now we have all the ingredients for our slider ready, so we're gonna go ahead and assemble our slider. So So we're gonna start with the remoulade. After the remoulade, we're gonna put the patties. Next, we're gonna put our Boudin cake and do one more layer of the remoulade. And then finally, the shrimp etouffee.
Whoa.
So we took the White Castle slider, steam bun on the bottom, put a little remoulade sauce, and then fried Boudin, more remoulade, and the shrimp etouffee to kind of like smother the top, and then the steam bun.
Damn. Okay, all right, more eating.
All right.
Super messy, but I think that's the way it should be. I'm really tasting the Cajun flavors that you had described before. And I still got the original burger, still taste the bun, so it wasn't like overwhelming. You killed this.
Thank you.
This is amazing. Chef, thanks for showing us around Chicago. Thanks for bringing us into your restaurant. We loved hearing about your story. This slider, bomb, and I'm gonna need a to-go box for that. Compliments to Chicago for their love of the slider. Next up, New York City.